Hi, I've been looking at the Voice of the Medieval Artist discussions. It's good to see people sharing ideas and being interested in different manuscripts. They're all wonderful for different reasons in different ways, and it's nice to have a discussion about what it is about a certain manuscript that makes you want to dive into it more deeply. So it's great to see people offering lots of different kinds of thinking, different angles. Brent offering a photograph of the cover to think about a manuscript like the Lindisfarne Gospels or the Book of Kells from other angles. That's what makes them so interesting and what makes art history interesting. There are so many different angles to consider in the artwork. They're multifaceted. And it looked like some people were having a very flowing conversation and were coming quickly to kind of how the procedure would work for them if they were going to do Google Docs, how they were going to move forward. I know that the group process isn't always easy for everyone, and that usually has to do with factors beyond your control. Occasionally you'll have a group where there's only 2 people participating and it feels like you don't get a critical mass going. One of the things I did is to kind of comment in each group, how are you doing? Are you feeling stuck in any way? I want to help. Let me know how I can help. And on that note, I also decided to extend it a little bit so that those who kind of, by the luck of the draw, wound up having their group not congeal could have some time to kind of troubleshoot how to proceed. So if you look at the calendar, you'll see you have a couple more days. So I extended the deadline for the Voice of the Medieval Manuscript Maker to the 29th, just a couple more days in case things need to kind of come together a bit more. And then that means that the group leader posts by Sunday the 1st, which is the same day as the quiz. I may have forgotten to tell you that group leaders get a couple extra credit points for that extra effort. And I can't give much more time because then we dive right into the Romanesque, our next module, next chapter, next area of focus. With that transition, we move into what's called the Age of Cathedrals. We'll talk about what exactly that means. For us as learners, it means we're dealing a lot with architecture, detail of architecture. It's fascinating. I have said before, and I will probably say again, I think the architecture is one of the funnest things that you do in this class because it actually makes you see the world differently. It teaches you to go out, and when you see a building, something you encounter every day, you start to look at it in a more curious way. You start to be able to notice features of how it's put together that become more meaningful and become just more interesting to you. So it's, architecture is a form of art that we live in our everyday lives. So it's really an art form that's particularly close to us. But it also entails a lot of new vocabulary and thinking in a new way. So I just want to say that because we have this wonderful work on manuscripts, and we have to wrap it up on the 1st so that we can switch from the manuscript, the book, the painted page, the word on the page, to the 3-dimensional, maybe we could even say 4th-dimensional aspect of architecture, since it also involves time. It takes time to experience a building.